So today is going to be a bit different of a video. Usually I put an intro and an outro. However, today I'm going to put neither. In this case, I'm going to actually just play the video through. I'm going to have some music in the background, and you're going to see the video that goes along with it. Now, what I'm doing here is I had to run an errand downtown Thurston area, and this is where I was going at the time. However, I had a quote-unquote plan to come down this way, go back up Main Street, and go onto the bike path, ride it from one end to the other, and then back home. That was the plan. My plans did not go as according to my plan because the Google Maps I was trying to use was not working properly at the time. Now, during this time, I'm like, okay, so I'll just go bike off, just bike downtown for a little while, and we'll see what happens. Well, it turned into a bit more of what I didn't expect to come out of it. I was out biking for almost 5 hours instead of the hour and a half to 2 hours that I thought I was going to be out for. So this footage that you see here, just this first video, will be probably a good hour or so into the video itself. It's an hour condensed down to about 6 minutes. At this time, I was feeling great and I was loving life, and during this entire video, I'm pushing it and I'm loving every minute of it, and it gets a bit more interesting in the second part, of which you should stay tuned for. So the real plan was just to go to the bike path, enjoy the bike path, ride from one end to the end of the other, and enjoy it. I don't really have much to say else, but I do want to express that I was in an extreme amount of dehydration and hunger by the end of this entire ride. This ride ended up being a 30-mile bike ride in town, so that was kind of absurd to me that I went so far. And what surprised me even more is when I hit that 20-mile mark on my bike speedometer thing, I noticed that I didn't realize I had actually gone that far, and that my body is continuing to build up the stamina that is required to make these long distance trips. The reason I'm doing a lot of in-town trips is to build my stamina up, make sure I can actually make these trips, and that's the goal in the long run, is to make long distance trips at least once a week at some point down the road here. You can see me here entering on the bike path, and I just, biking along, just seeing what the day was had, and I didn't really have any plans after going into the bike path. I'm just gonna bike through here, see what's up. No real goals or expectations from the day. I'm just gonna bike and whatnot. Every now and then you'll see the camera adjust itself as I'm adjusting the camera to make sure it's in the right position, because the camera holder that I'm using sometimes slips down and points further at the ground, and I have to adjust it. At that time, by the way, I was actually following a guy, this guy right here in front of me, and my goal was to stay up with him as long as I possibly could. He had actually passed me earlier on the bike trail, and then I passed him when I took a different path than him. And then I let him pass me again to just pass him here after a bit, right there. And I just passed him there, and that was my goal. I was there to pass him. I powered up that bridge. I powerhoused it up that bridge. Here I'm taking a break at the water fountain, and it's not really that big of a deal. I was feeling it. I was so happy to be out. The 3-day break that I took was amazing. Now the right turn I just took, I wasn't expecting it, and I ended up on the Skinner's Butte. I don't know what happened to the footage between there and now, but I am now biking up an extremely steep hill, and I think you can notice the steepness of this hill. I decided to take a break here because the bit I did was an extreme amount, and I didn't realize what I put. Now the last time I went up this was when I was 18, weighed 170 pounds, This is the last time I did this trip, and I could not, for the life of me, bike up it. I actually had to walk up this when I was younger. So I feel extremely proud of myself for making that. And hell, I felt so good after getting up there and taking it like the 20-minute break. I decided to bike up the rest of the trail that was back here, and why the fuck not, right? I noticed there was a dirt trail here, so I went ahead and took it, and I caught some pretty good speed coming down it. Now, the best part of this entire trip was this downhill part. I was going 28.6 miles an hour down the entire thing, and yeah, that's why it goes by like a blur. That's what 28.6 miles an hour looks like on a time lapse. It was absurdly fast. My eyes were watering by the time we got down there. I mean, it was just cold air straight in your eyes. Now, at this time, I had taken off my sweatshirt. I had put one on when I first left because I figured, oh, it's going to get rather warm out, and I figured to do that I should probably, wear one just in case it rains or something. At this time, it's in my backpack, and I'm just biking. So now now this is the start of the randomness of the day. I decided to bike out to the Whitaker area. Actually, I didn't know where I was biking. I was just biking along a path, and I'm like, oh, hey, it said turn here. Okay, I'll turn here. So I'm just following the road at the moment, where it says, oh, hey, this is where the bikes go and whatnot. I'm like, okay. Just about got hit by a car right there, by the way. See how it says points the direction of the bikes? That's what I'm following. Turns out I was over by a school. I'm not 100% sure which school, but anyways. Ended up at the Rose Garden. At this point, I decided to walk because that's what the sign told me to do. And that's going to wrap it up for this first part of this video. I have a second part of the video coming out here tomorrow. So with that said, I thank you guys all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys all next time. Thanks so much for watching.